Hello, and it's great to have you back. I'm Kowinjo, and in this Star Wars Outlaws video, I would like to share my three very important tips with you, which will hopefully help you navigate the game in a much more relaxed and easier way. How you can definitely enjoy Star Wars Outlaws much more and achieve success much faster. That's what this video will be about, so let's get started. So, my dear friends, let's get started. Let's move on to my first big tip. I have already discussed this in great detail in a separate video. I will link you again in the video description. And these are the traders, or rather, the trading system. You have an incredible number of traders in Star Wars Outlaws. Of course, there are classic traders, as well as those belonging to the various factions. You can really find a lot of traders on the various planets here, each offering different goods, which I had not paid much attention to for a very long time. All these traders offer high-quality goods like ship computers or environmental systems, which you can use to upgrade your ship or even the blaster. Often this is the crucial upgrade that you will be missing. I wasn't aware of that. As an old open-world veteran, it's the case that traders don't hold much significance. You often really only get junk from the traders. In Star Wars Outlaws, it's quite different. You should definitely visit all the traders on the various planets from time to time. They will provide you with incredibly good upgrades, including essential upgrades for the blaster, for the ship, and so on. The tailors also have very good outfits on offer here. The best ones are, of course, in the game, but you primarily need the upgrades to enhance your speeder bike, your ship, and your blaster. So this is absolutely essential. I started taking care of the traders much too late, and that's why this is my very big tip number 1. Tip number 2 revolves around the important reputation system in Star Wars Outlaws. As you can see here in the menu, a separate section has even been dedicated to all of this. Accordingly, you can see how extensive it all is. You have 4 different factions here: the Pike Syndicate, Crimson Dawn, the Hutt Cartel, and the Ashiga clan. I can generally recommend that you always have at least a good, if not an excellent reputation here. What advantages does this have? On one hand, you can see here, a bit obscured by me, the Ashiga clan, and here at the Pike Syndicate, you can see that I have already unlocked all the rewards for 2021. You can see it all the way on the left in the corner. You also get incredibly useful upgrades, outfits, and so on. Therefore, you should really aim to reach the maximum level. What becomes much more important as the game progresses, you can enter different areas, but only if you have a good or you have an excellent reputation. Here you can see, for example, an area controlled by Crimson Dawn. If I didn't have a good reputation here, the bouncers would block my way. I would have to find some secret paths through shafts and so on and so forth. They would be very suspicious of me. The whole thing is, of course, closely intertwined with the various traders that you can't really visit or can only do so with great effort. So please make sure to pay attention as early as possible to the different clans. To gain at least a good reputation with the cartels here, you can explore 2000 and many more areas quite comfortably. You even get discounts at the traders. You can then take your time to talk to the different traders, acquire the various upgrades, and so on. So the reputation system here in Star Wars Outlaws is absolutely essential. Take on as many missions as possible and complete them all to increase your reputation with the various cartels. I also made a separate video about this. If you're interested, I'll link it in the video description. We can increase our reputation very quickly here, although you can accept the missions and so on and so forth. Everything related to the tab here about the reputation rank, very important in Star Wars Outlaws. Also, and that's why my big tip number 2 is to really maintain your reputation. Make sure to have your reputation at least good or even better, excellent, to collect all the rewards here. It's really very important. So, my dear friends, let's move on to tip number 3. Last but not least, these are the settings in Star Wars Outlaws. Perhaps as essential as in only a few other open world games. What is incredibly annoying in Star Wars Outlaws, many will know it the longer they play. These are those little mini games where you have to use the data stick to open doors and so on, and hack the terminals, which is incredibly annoying. In my opinion, there is disproportionately too much in Star Wars Outlaws. That's why it's so annoying, because it's always the same. 2001, and you can bypass all of this by going into the settings, then to gameplay, and then you can find the various mini-games here. In Sabak, for example, you can already set quite a bit. Here you can turn off the whole thing with the data stick. You really just need to press R 3 times and every lock will open here as if by magic. Just like with everything else, there's nothing here at the Street 2001. You can also adjust quite a few settings there, so it's very, very important. Of course, you can also adjust the terminal hacking. In my opinion, it's essential if you want to have a lot more fun playing. I also made a separate video about what you can adjust exactly. I will also include it in the video description below. Absolutely essential, especially with the data stick. In my opinion, it's very poorly implemented. If you set this all up, it will always only take 3 clicks. You can't make a mistake. No missions are affected and there are no trophies for the trophy hunter community among you. You can turn it off without worry. You will unlock everything, but of course you will have much more fun playing, since you don't constantly have to romance the data stick, hack terminals, and so on and so forth. As mentioned, there is a lot in Star Wars and it comes into play very frequently. This way, you can bypass the whole thing. In my opinion, it's not cheating, it's just annoying game mechanics. You can turn it off. That's my third big tip. Much more enjoyment in the game as you navigate through it in a much more relaxed way, especially regarding the reputation with the different areas. And of course, my first tip as well. So everything is very, very essential for much more fun in the game, for much more enjoyment of the game. Especially the first tip regarding the traders will help you become much stronger in the game very quickly. You can level up your ship and blaster much faster, which naturally makes playing through the game much smoother and easier. Yes, those were my 3 main tips. Please feel free to write in the comments for the community about what else one should consider in Star Wars Outlaws if they want to have a relatively easy time and primarily want to have a lot of fun playing. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful to you and that you found something useful. With that said, take care, see you soon, and goodbye.